Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to WPC, welcome to Houston, and welcome to the Microsoft Dynamics NAV track. How many of you were a part of WPC last year when we were in Toronto? Hey, so we are back together again. That's good to see. That's good to see. So you also know that last year we were crammed in a little closet somewhere, and not everybody were able to get in. And so this year we actually managed to get a bigger room. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining the, hopefully to be a party. We'll see in 60 minutes. So let's see if this works. Now, I'm happy that you're here, but I want you to stay to the end. If you do, you have a chance to win a Surface Pro if you haven't been to the Microsoft store and buy it already. But we'll give away 2 Surface Pros at the end of the session. So even though you think I'm a little bit boring at times, stick around, it might be worth it. We will look into, we call it the end-to-end session, the end-to-end update about Microsoft Dynamics NAV. So we've split it into 3 sections, basically. In Microsoft terminology, FY13 now means last year. So we'll take a look at some of the initiatives that we have been through over the past 12 months together. We'll look a little bit at some of the trends that we see in the marketplace today. And then we'll look into the year ahead, the year that started on July 1st. And with that, I think one click should get us started to talk about FY13. Now, in the last year, we have actually been releasing products again. Isn't that amazing? We have been releasing Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2013 and the Feature Pack 1. So we haven't been sleeping in Copenhagen. We have been heads down doing development. You know about the web and SharePoint user experience. Last year I came to our session without anything installed. Remember? Nothing installed, and we managed to demo anyway. We actually had that experience down at the expo when we were setting up the expo. One team, and I'm not going to say which one, came with VMs. They were trying to get the 60 gigabytes onto a server, and we opened up our email and we did a one-click install, and we had web client and we had the rich client installed. So it's good for us as well. So just recently we released Feature Pack 1, which is when we finally got into to Azure. You can now host Microsoft Dynamics NAV in the cloud. And one more thing has come to our little release cycle. It's all the way down in the corner now. Update roll-ups. You guys have been asking for update roll-ups, and now we have them. So when you go out and sell an instance of NAV, you don't have to start with all the hot fixes from way back when. We have update roll-ups like that. Now, speaking about the Feature Pack 1, back in at Convergence in March, we did a little bit of a trial. It looked like this. And what we did was we basically gave everybody at the Convergence the opportunity to try out Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2013. We hadn't released Feature Pack 1 at the time, but it was kind of our little internal burnout test. We created 1,000 VMs on Azure. 1,000. We had scripted so that they just would be created. We had built a web front end so that the users at Convergence could go in and register. And when they did, they would basically get an email, not black screen, of course, but they would get an email like this one saying, welcome to try Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2013. Here's your web client. Here's the one-click install to get Microsoft Dynamics NAV running. So we hope that maybe some of your customers out there that were present at Convergence actually tried it out by clicking on the link and used very easy to remember passwords that we send out. Let's see if I can do that. And then it's like that. And it was that easy to go in and experience. I'm crossing my fingers now. It was that easy to write the password wrong. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Now, the amount of passwords that I have these days is quite incredible. So, there you go. So basically, we gave everybody the chance to run the web client, try it out, also install the full Windows client. I'm not going to do that now. But just with setting up an email, everything was scripted on our side. We actually created a script that before we send out the email, we would just run a couple of pages on that specific VM so that the pages were warm if the user would go in and log in right away. So extremely nice what we can do now with Azure in the cloud. But when we talk about NAV on Azure, this is what we talk about. We don't talk about it as Microsoft hosted. We talk about it as you hosting it for your customers in the Microsoft data centers. But it's you guys who host it. We take you are the one with the big heart, in case you should be in doubt. You take our product, you take the infrastructure services on Windows Azure, and what you get is basically a cloud service for Microsoft Dynamics NAV. That will get your customers up and running quickly. Now, it's not enough just to get NAV installed, we know that. But as a part of the things that we have put to the market over the past year is also rapid start services. And with rapid start services, you can actually help the end users bring in their data using Excel templates, but you can do so much more. If we look at rapid start services, of course you can create and configure a new company, but there's a lot of other opportunities around rapid start, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. We'll just take a quick look at the NAV people's customer called Romani. They used Rapid Start, and Rapid Start helped them going from 20 to 3 days. I don't know where that is. 20 days. Well, it decreased deployment tremendously. Let's hear what they have to say. All the way down from Kenya.
Romani's a company based in Kenya, turning over about $3 to $4 million, employing about 50 people. It's a geospatial business, so it carries out aerial surveys, land surveys, uses satellite imagery for putting in things like roads, power lines, ports, airports, that sort of stuff. Once we decided on NAV, we had a very clear vision that we needed to get this done quickly because operations really kickstart in January when the dry season starts. So we had a very, very tight window to get us up and running, live, tested, and switched over to NAV. The typical implementation process of an ERP system may last 6 to 9 months. That soaks up huge amounts of management time. So there is a very clear hidden cost in terms of a long project of implementation. With the rapid implementation project, we were able to avoid those hidden costs.
With rapid start services for Microsoft Dynamics NAV, we were able to deploy the solution much quicker than we could in previous versions. The user interface is a much simpler interface, so it's a more common feel for users, so training and deployability is greatly increased. We used to implement Dynamics NAV on previous versions without Rapid Start, and a typical project would take about 20 days. Now using Rapid Start and Dynamics NAV 2013, we can do an implementation in about 3 days, which is an incredible improvement. A lot of companies shy away from doing an ERP project because it is such a big, broad thing to do. So the idea that you can do a small part of it very quickly and then use that as a foundation to grow the NAV implementation, it's an easier selling point for us as a partner. Cost for the customer and the risk for the customer is greatly reduced. So, Rapid Start has a lot of benefit and has a whole new market that we would never have gone after previously.
So in case there was a sentence you didn't hear, that was because we didn't like what he was saying. So that's not true. That's not true. So in short, Rapid Start is the one feature that we read about the most on your blogs when you talk about Microsoft Dynamics NAV. It is what gets the most positive feedback in the partner channel right now. And as they were saying, long implementation times may scare people away. So think about Rapid Start not just as a way to get data into the system or the master data in, but as a way to be competitive in the marketplace. Now, there's another initiative that we have spent quite some time on. We call it Road to Repeatability. I don't know if, for those of you who have known me for a couple of years, we have been talking about going vertical for, I don't know, well, since I started about 10 years ago, something like that. And this is no different. This is the concept. We just call it something fancy. And it's going to get even fancier because when it has to be fast, it's just R2R. Road to Repeatability. And basically, we have been testing out, is it just a theory that we have, that this is smart? Is it just, is it really something that can work for you guys? So we basically looked into what it takes to have a repeatable business. And there's not just one way to go there. There's a lot of ways to go there. But one thing is for sure, it needs to be throughout your organization. It's not enough just to go in and find what kind of IP you have that is unique, package it up, and think that's enough. Now you can move boxes. It needs to be a part of your marketing. You need to have customers look for your solution, not you finding the customers. There's a lot of more areas to explore than just looking at it from an IP perspective. We have 3 routes that we take right now in terms of road to repeatability. We have what we call the Global Road to Repeatability program. Even though it says global, it's selected geographies, it's selected partners that go through selected training just to test out the waters, basically, together with us. Everything we learn has been put into the RAMP program, and the RAMP program is available on some PDCs around the world, not all. But if you have the time, we would consider that you should go in there and read more about that. But there's a shortcut as well, because we've put all the material on PartnerSource, or should I say we've hidden it on PartnerSource. It's there, but it's up to you to find it. All the material is there. More than 60 lessons are there in terms of videos and documents that you can, so you can get your hands dirty in terms of road to repeatability, if that might be what you want to do. We did have some findings, though, with this global R2R program. One of our partners managed to grow more than 100% in a very, very, very competitive market. That's not bad at all. Wouldn't that be nice if everybody did that? From Microsoft's perspective, we would love that at least. We also know that you going vertical does not just bring in revenue the first month, maybe not the first year. But once the recurrent revenue starts to come, either from subscription or from SPLA, then the economy will be there. There is definitely growth opportunities here, and there's also, from a financial perspective, opportunities for you if you choose to take this route. We had one of our partners in the UK, Cooper Parry, that was a part of the program, just like not only R2R, but they also were a part of the other initiatives that we have. They have done Windows Azure as one of their competitive advantages. They use Office 365, and of course Rapid Start. So let's hear it from Victoria Playford.
Traditionally, we have a very successful business implementing large-scale Dynamics NAV, CRM. That still works for us today, but we decided to find a better way of doing things. We have a number of clients in the same market sector and started to realise that we had some unique IP that we could use to package up and sell to other companies in the transport industry So a cloud service, subscription model, fixed priced implementation fees. We're shifting some of the work that would traditionally be involved in a development for a customer into a product cycle, so moving from a bespoke system to a product development system. What we found in our traditional projects is that clients absolutely love Dynamics NAV, but that's over a longer period of time, and we want our clients to love it day one. So straight out the box, we've packaged enough IP and enough features in there and have their data already loaded up in there for them to absolutely love it and use it day one. We're doing exactly the same thing every single time that we implement, and we've managed to get the implementation down from 6 months duration down to around 5 to 6 days maximum. And in doing that, we can use lower cost resources to be able to fulfill that resource gap. So we can do more work, more volume. We feel that that leads to a much more likelihood for success. We can mitigate the risk much more effectively than customizing the system. In the UK, there's about 15,000 prospects that we could go after. Traditionally, NAV would be positioned much higher up the chain than that, but we've been able to open up a different market. The number of customers will increase, our annual income will increase dramatically, and our cost of our resource will reduce. All clients get access to the same code, but also what it does is it allows us to sell additional features for an additional per monthly fee. So we'll definitely be able to make more profit because we'll be able to do more for less. We've not had the requirement to invest in our own cloud hardware, so we're using Azure on a pay-as-you-go model. So as we grow, our Azure platform grows, and we're not having to have a lot of investment up front to be able to service those clients. We sell Office 365 in nearly every NAV implementation that we do. It enhances our sale, the number of things that we can offer to a client, and so to go in there and offer a business solution, an email solution, a communications tool and a document storage, none of our competitors can do that. We knew that our business needed to change. We couldn't meet the growth that we wanted to, so the Road to Repeatability programme came at exactly the right time for us. We found that the sales training was brilliant, so that really enabled us to template sales effectively. We've really appreciated the help that we've had from Microsoft to hold our hand through the process and really just to capture and understand that we've got something that we can take out to the wider market. We're proud of our achievement at Kipikari. We want to be successful, and this will enable our success.
So I like the part about use it, love it, day one. That's amazing. So Victoria will be a part of, hopefully Victoria will be a part of the panel discussion later this afternoon on best practices, where you can learn from some of the partners that has been a part of the R2R program. It's in the next hour, I believe. I have a slide on that in a little bit. So with that, it's time to move on to trends. And in order to help me, make it a little bit interactive, I've done the trend part as a little bit of a quiz. So I need a volunteer to act on your behalf. You, sir, behind Frank. Yes. You that I don't know is named Kurt. If you go to the microphone, Kurt. You and I have never met before, right?
Never seen you.
We don't share an office, is that correct?
No, never seen you.
Good. Excellent. So let's get started on this little trend quiz, Kurt.
I love quizzes.
Yeah, I bet you do. So how many SMBs require solutions that enable their staff to work anywhere at any time?
Do you want a number, or what do you want?
Let's try with percentages. That works.
Okay. I would go for 20%.
I think that's a little low. But the fact is that I've seen the next slide as well, so it is a bit on the low side, right? So 71% of SMBs actually require their people to be active, on the road, to be able to work from home, to be able to access their systems at any time. This comes from the Edge Strategy Service. It was commissioned by Microsoft. We did not tell them what to say, even though we tend to do that. No. But it still tells a very interesting story about SMBs changing. SMBs not just closing down whenever it's 5 o'clock and go home, but that business actually works beyond just normal working hours. We have a couple of solutions that helps them access their information anytime, anywhere. Office 365 is one of our big bets as a company. We have SharePoint, and we have this amazing product called Microsoft Dynamics NAV. Kurt, are you up for another question?
Bring it on.
All right, I like that. Now, how many SMBs will pay for cloud services within 6 months?
I would go for 20% as well, again.
You are a little bit conservative, I think. But what we see is that 74% of SMBs will actually go and pay for cloud services. We've seen that ERP has never been, you can say, the front runner in terms of cloud services. People are a little reluctant in getting their data on the internet as such. But that's the thinking of the past now. People expect to have their solution either hosted or at least available through the cloud. One last one?
Yes.
Let me just talk a little bit about the products that we have, because it's the same as before, but we, of course, add Windows Azure as the key delivery method for NAV here. So the last question, and this is now changing a little bit from until your desks. So how much has the average margin on hours declined since 2005?
So before I answer this one, what can I win?
Well, that's interesting, Kurt. I'll put your email address on our blog, and then everybody will tell you how good you were.
Okay, but you made it very easy, because it actually says on the slide minus $2.84.
Yeah, that's good. Well, Microsoft cliparts are not always the best. It's not me trying to put the answer up there.
Okay, so you want another number.
If we can stay with percentages, that would be good.
So I actually said 2 times 20%, while the answer was around 70%.
Yeah.
So 70%.
Now, how many in this room with a show of hands believe that's 70%? Yeah, no, that's no hands. Right. Of course, that's true. It's not that drastic. It's not like this is, partner management by fear here. 11% is what we have figured out together with Salesworks. Now, what we see is that the hourly wages are increasing, and what people are willing to spend is decreasing. And that is what is impacting this number. So, of course, this is a segue into road to repeatability again. But before we go there, rapid start and road to repeatability are our key, you can say, bets in this area. So the trends really, it is the market is changing, and I'm sure you are aware of that, and that you can feel that every day. You might feel it on the positive way, you might feel it on a negative way, but we see that a cloud-based business solution is definitely where the market is heading. Faster deployment, well, it kind of ties into the cloud-based business solution, right? Because people are used to being able to sign in to online services and have that working from day one. Portals, collaboration, access via devices, of course, that's our Office 365 story. And the repeatability story, again, is the story on how we can go in and help faster deployment as well. So with that being some of the trends that we see in the market today, let's have a look at FY14. Again, Microsoft language for 1st of July to next 1st of July. And no matter what I say here today, I believe you saw a slide somewhat like this earlier today. It's basically up to you. What does it take for you to be successful? What does it take for you to deliver the clear strategy, customer experiences, and complete offering? We cannot tell you. We are just your partner in that regard. I mean, we have some focus areas that we think is where the market is moving. We have some focus areas that will, push the way we develop our products, push the way we develop our partner programs, but also push the way we encourage you to act. But at the end of the day, it's your call. So the 4 areas from before is, of course, the hosting could be on Windows Azure. Partner hosting is still a scenario that we support, of course. Doesn't have to be on our data farms. It could be on a hosting partner's farm. Rapid start services, we still believe that could be a game changer for many to start adopting that. And then we have SharePoint Office 365 to deliver that collaboration platform, that document storage platform that also Victoria talked about in the video. We, of course, have the road to repeatability as one of our bets, too. We have, and this is amazing, 4 sessions here at WPC. One is the partner panel around best practices. And that'll be today at 4:30. This is where we've taken some of the partners that has been a part of our Road to Repeatability program, and they will share some of their experiences with you on how they see the future, what they have seen are helping them. One of the things that that Victoria from Cooper Perry told me was that they had shared resources in Italy. They had, a special department for their repeatable solution, but they had shared resources with the traditional business. And that doesn't work, because somehow the resources tend to be pulled over to the traditional business. So it's best practice like that we can discuss in the next session coming up. Tomorrow at 1:30, we'll have another amazing experience. That would be myself and my colleague Yannick, hopefully. That will talk about the new opportunities. We'll basically go through these 4 elements and see how we are implementing in our products, how you can ready your people in order to start on some of these endeavors. We have the Azure session on Tuesday. And don't be scared because it says DP. It's fine. I mean, it's like family, right? We go to the cloud the exact same way. We might have some tools that they don't, but it's still the Azure infrastructure as a service approach that we use. How to sell Office 365 is, again, tomorrow at 4:30. Now, this is not a session that will take you through how to demo Office 365. But Office 365 is, as it is right now, from a different part of that rather large boat that we call Microsoft. And hence, there's a couple of tips and tricks you'll need to learn in order to become a reseller of Office 365. Victoria said it in her video that it provides them a platform that no other competition can give, because they can deliver everything, even the email server. So it is really a big bet for us to encourage you to go that way. But look into that session. We are bringing in people from Office 365 to talk a little bit about how it is to be a partner with Office 365. We also announced in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2013 R2. We no longer talk about Sicily, and we can say that it will be in Q4 or this calendar year. So we are keeping our promise. We are keeping our promise of delivering every year now. So just about a year after we delivered NAV 2013, we're putting R2 onto the market. But you don't want to see anything about R2, do you? No? All right, that's fair. So we can end early today, I guess. So we have basically split the release into 4 pillars, as we normally do, to figure out where to put a very nice feature. Instant value is something that we have seen from our customers. We have had a lot of solutions that requires a lot of setup and a lot of time from your side in order for them to gain advantage of them. So a number of features we have put in on instant value, cash management tools, import of payroll data, some KPI web services that could be interesting to see maybe in a little bit. We also have One Microsoft as a pillar. And as I talked about before, we see Office 365 as one of the big bets. Of course, that's the One Microsoft story we want to tell with this. We want to bring in that experience to our customers as well. In terms of services, we are not done developing for Windows Azure or to make it a very hostable system. We'll continue to do that. So Windows Azure System Center Manager, etc., to help manage these services. We might even, not today, talk about load balancing in the cloud with multiple servers on some days, fewer servers on other days. So really an exciting area. And then devices. Devices, of course, we're focusing on our web client, but we have done a little bit of a thing to the web client as well to make it look like other Microsoft web assets, if you will. Let me see where we are in the program. We need, I think, a demo. Now, I have a machine up here standing right now, and I would like to invite one of you up and demo NAV 2013 R2. No? Should we pick Kurt again? Okay, that was kind of the plan. That's why he had a microphone and still went to the microphone.
Oh man, I need to spice up your quiz and your demos?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Kurt, what have you planned to show now that it was a surprise I asked you to come and demo?
So we're going to talk a little bit more about a couple of great new features that we added, because we're going to do a lot of new innovations actually on the app side, but we're also going to do a lot of new innovations on the platform side.
I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Oh, today I feel
you
like
have a lot more hair on that picture, Kurt.
I actually feel like a Lotta today.
All right.
So
you feel a lot like Lotte today. Okay.
So actually, what I'm going to show you is actually going to be a little bit of the combination of app and the platform. Now, for that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what we've done in the past before I talk to the future. In the past, in 2009, we completely re-platformed, right? One of the benefits of the re-platforming was web services. And then that was something that we've done in 2009, but we actually added more of that functionality in 2013 with the OData web services. So making sure that you can also expose your data to the outer world, right? Now, from the app point of view, we also did some innovations in cache management, right? Cache management is crucial for SMB organizations. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to combine the web services and OData with the cache management functionality, because we hear a lot of feedback that, cache management is crucial. And one of the tools that we use for analyzing caches is, for example, account schedules. Now, you probably all know account schedules. And, in account schedules, what you need to do is you need to set up your account schedule. And then you can see the results in a matrix screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one step further by making sure that the data that you have in your account schedule, that I can actually expose that as being an OData web service, and I can consume that in the Excel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my NAV 2013.
Is that really yours, or is it Lotte's?
It's actually Lotte's. So I'm going to go to my account schedules. And what you will see is that there's a couple of new options over here. And that is the account schedules KPI web service setup.
I like the fact that you're logged in as a sales order processor and go directly for account schedules.
Yes. Yeah. So, can I continue?
Yep, go ahead.
Thank you. So what I'm actually going to see here, what the user actually can do over here is just define which account schedule that he wants to take, which information from that account schedule, and then they can actually start creating that as a web service. Because you can see on the top of the page that there's a button over here, publish the web service. So the only thing I need to do is tell me on which budget the information needs to be exposed, how the name should be, and then when I press the publish web service, what actually will happen is in the backend, the OData web services will be posted automatically or will be created automatically. So you can see over here that the KPI web service actually exists. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start using that information in Excel. And for that, I'm going to, of course, open up Excel. I'm going to create a new page. And then I'm going to get the information from that OData web service that I just created as an end user. I need to select a couple of boxes, like I want to have the information from KPIs. And then I'm going to finish that information. Now I want to show it in a chart. I just don't want to have that typical matrix information. I want to see a beautiful chart so that I can take that information into my management meetings. Now, when I press OK, the information will be retrieved through the OData web services that I just created on the fly, and I can start creating my information in the chart. So I'm going to select the chart, and then I'm going to select the fields that I want to have on it. I want to have account schedules, but I want to have that as a filter. I'm going to take the date information. I want to have that as access information. And then I also would like to have the KPI name. The KPI name, I'm going to put that in the legend. And then I also would like to have the balance of the date. Now, I can see that the data is already here, and I can actually start filtering into my data that actually came through my OData web service. So I just want to have the information from the 1st of January, and now you can see that the data actually filtered out completely. Do you like that? So actually what we've been doing is we've been really empowering the user because he can take that ad hoc reporting one level further by using the tools that they already invested in.
Well done. You can clap now. Give him a hand.
Are you comfortable with doing the next demos yourself?
I can do that.
Okay,
Thanks.
good. Can I?
Yeah, you can sit down now.
Okay, thank you.
But thank you for volunteering.
All right, thanks.
Now, my demos apparently all start in an application called Mail. That's because I don't want to write in new, strange URLs. But what I'm going to show now is the web client, a part of that web client that we'll be delivering with NAV 2013 R2. So if we go to the website, even though it's not recommended, we'll log in as NAV user again. Here's where TV shows would have a little bit of a drum wheel. Are you excited? Not really? Who cares? I like it. That's the way. And you know what happens now? Wrong password, but never mind. Let's see how it goes. No, we'll make it. How about that? This is Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2013 R2, the web client. Yeah. Does it have more, you may ask? Yes, it has more. Let me click OK on my touch screen. Apparently it needs a little bit of a tender touch. There we go. How about that? So it does have a little bit of a different look and feel now, right? We are now looking a little bit more like other Microsoft web assets compared to NAV, or the previous web client, if you will, that you try to mimic the Windows 32 client on a web page. So we still have the beautiful stacks of papers, but this was an opportunity to get tiles into the product. We got to have tiles. We're a Microsoft product. But we also have the charts that you have been asking for since the release in the fall. But the charts are more than just charts. If I hover above these, you can see I can get the information out. I can actually do a little bit of filtering directly on the screen in the chart by checking and unchecking inside the chart. Let me just do the filter just on opened, and then we can take this part and open it up. And we'll get to the list place, and it looks a lot like SharePoint. So we are again stealing with pride from our friends in the Office team to get a look and feel that is what people expect from a web experience. Now, some of the other things that we have added is the possibility, again, now I'm touching the screen, to sort on columns. No, that was just you're not winning a pro, sir. All right, so we can now sort on columns. That's something that we haven't been able to do before. And once we have done that, we can go ahead, hit General, and open it in Excel. And you get to choose in which version of Excel it opens. In this case, it's opening up in my web Excel because that's where I want to work. So if you have a full tablet experience, if you will, it is a lot more touch-friendly, but we can also now open web Excel rather than having the on-premise Excel opening up. So a lot of new opportunities for reaching a lot more people with the web client in NAV 2013 R2. So what do you think? Does it look exciting? All right, not that exciting apparently. But that's fine, that's fine. So in short, we have a different look and feel in the web experience, a better web experience, and we have the charts interactive. You can do your filtering. So that's what we thought we wanted to show you from Sicily this time around. If you want more information about, did I say Sicily? Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2013 R2, you will not find it here. You will not find it in Houston. We need a place with more partners, more NAV types of people. And you only find that when you join good friends at Directions. We now have moved directions rather than having one in the spring and one in the fall, one in Europe in the spring and fall in the US, to both be in the fall. We'll have it in Vienna in September and in Nashville in October. And this is our #1 readiness activity around Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2013 R2. Should you go? Of course you should. Should your developers go? Sure, send them all. If you don't want to send them all, then send some and let them tell everybody else at the office to go, because this is where we send all our people. All our developers will be there and relaying all the information about the things that they have done. And believe me, they are very proud of this release. We also have a roadmap. It's always exciting to see what we come up with when it has a roadmap. This one has a very interesting spin to it. First and foremost, 2009 R2, you can read it, but you really can't. We came out with 2013 in the late 2012. We are putting R2 to the market this year in Q4. This is a drum roll thing again, right? We are working on Crete. The bad joke is we are not concrete about what is in the product right now. I'm sorry. It wasn't even my joke. But in any case, this is our full attention to continue that rhythm of delivering every year. And we are in the planning phase right now. The good thing about us having an agile development methodology is that we, at this point in time, is not locked in our release for next year, which we were in the good old days. So right now we are planning Crete. We are staying in the Mediterranean islands moving from Italy, Sicily, to Crete. And we plan to stay in the Mediterranean islands every single year going forward with new releases, all with the power to support the business ambitions for SMBs. So I do have a couple of go-dos. Mind you, don't leave the room. I need a couple of slides. All the boring slides come now, and then the surface come right after. So go see the 4 sessions that we have, the one today and the 3 tomorrow, on the topics that we think is very, very relevant for the next year. Consider signing up for Directions if you haven't done so already, because at Directions, it's just about to sell out. Some of the Directions, at least, one of the Directions is. And we have created a place on PartnerSource where we have hidden all our Get Ready material. You should just note this down, this easy-to-use URL. As soon as we get our R2 material, that will also get into that link. So this is the one-stop shop for readiness for Feature Pack 1 as well as R2. This is the slide I have to show you, right? You guys need to go out and do a session evaluation. You need to tell us whether or not the room was too big or too small this year. You need to tell us whether or not we did an okay job. I don't know if we will buy pencils or what it is we will buy. Do we need to evacuate or? No, okay. It's just the nice voice of a Lenovo laptop running out of power. All right, so you remember to go out and evaluate this session, evaluate the other 4 sessions that we have. And then let me see here. Okay, this is where the game starts. Are you ready? I have hopefully 2 assistants, maybe 1 assistant. Kurt, yeah, Kurt, you need to come up. And thank you for volunteering. Now, what we'll do is we'll throw out some balls. Not all balls. 2 of the balls have a winning ticket inside them. If you get that winning ticket, you get a Surface Pro. So let's see how we do that. Mind glasses, I don't know, a long display. We should have a disclaimer about this, but balls will be flying, so be careful. Again, inside one of the balls, 2 of the balls, there is this winning ticket. If you get one of these, there was one over there, and you have to be a partner to win. If you are not a partner, it moves to the guy on the left. If there's no guy on the left, we'll figure it out. Are you a partner, sir? There you go. There you have a winner over here as well. So you should come up here to Lotte, whose machine we have been borrowing. Oh! Now this could turn really, really ugly very, very quickly. Anyway, so now this is where the legal team comes in, and you need to sign everything that Lotte has in her hands. I got the good stuff here. And for those of you who played along, better luck next time, because this will happen again in the next sessions that we have on SMB and NAV. There'll be Surface to give out in these 3 sessions. So with that, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for coming to WPC.